Good morning. Welcome to your program, Your Agenda, here on One News via Cignal TV channels 8 and 250. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, your Kuya Cito, thanking you for joining us once again this morning on the first day of Christmas. And I guess it's already appropriate to say Merry Christmas because it's December. Anyway, today, in case you notice that I'm wearing red and white, it's not my Christmas colors. Today is also World AIDS Day, and that is a topic we are going to be talking about. In case you are saying, ay, hindi ako interesado dyan, ay, boring yan, ay, wala, panis na yan. No, the situation is not getting any better. And if you have young adults in your house, if you have people who are 12, 15, 17 years old, if you have family members who travel a lot, who go abroad a lot, seafarers, OFWs, etc., then you should be concerned and you should ask them to watch, because there has been a continuing spread of HIV, of AIDS, and it has infected a lot of young people. In fact, there is serious concern that the cases of AIDS in the country, the age is getting younger and younger. So let's discuss that later. Not for fear, not for hype, but for education. We need to educate people around us. We need to defend ourselves. Kasi lagi na lang protect. Iba yung protect sa defend eh. Kasi protect, kumbaga, nandiyan na eh. Okay? But anyway, semantics aside, let us learn about the situation of AIDS, acknowledge World AIDS Day, and we will tackle that. Meanwhile, for today's Daily Starter, I found this on social media, on Meta, and it goes, when everything is trying to bring you down, find one reason to keep going up, okay? Kung pasan mo ang mundo at pilit kang dinadapa, bumangon ka, humanap ka ng dahilan para bumangon. Find one reason to get out of bed, to keep doing what needs to be done. And perhaps, if not for you, then for God. Okay. Thank you to all of you who are Cignal TV subscribers, who watch us via Facebook and YouTube, and of course, those who also watch us on the Cignal Play app. Maraming salamat, PLDT Home Fiber Optic Internet, our partner in bringing the program to your homes, and of course, your partner for connectivity. Okay, let's now go to the front page of the Philippine Star. And the headline for today, December 1, 2023, Friday, Marcos skips COP28 citing hostage situation. President Marcos decided at the last minute to skip the 28th conference of the parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, or COP28, saying he had to attend to the plight of 17 Filipino seafarers held hostage by Iran-backed Houthi militants in the Red Sea. Okay, so yan po. At least the president has prioritized his countrymen over the politics and the economics of climate change. At the top of the front page, no last-minute secret fund insertions in budget according to Congress. Wala raw pong paningit, walang hirit. Okay, so mabuti naman kung ganun sana, but I'm sure may mga maninilip dyan, at least in the Senate. Anyway, DFA, 17 sailors held hostage in good condition. The 17 Filipino seafarers being held hostage in the Red Sea by Yemen's Houthi militants are expected to be freed soon, according to the Department of Foreign Affairs. Government sources say that the hostages are in good condition and will eventually be released. Just for clarification, the 17 Filipino seamen are held hostage as part of a attack of Houthi militants grabbing or taking over a ship, a huge ship out there. So hindi po ito specific to Filipino sailors. Kumbaga, nadamay sila nung nilusob yung malaking barko which allegedly is owned under a corporation owned by a well-known Israeli businessman. Okay. Meanwhile, on the other side of the header, Smartmatic decries ban. Smartmatic Philippines Inc. has decried as unfair its disqualification by the COMELEC or Commission on Election from all poll-related biddings, including the ongoing bidding for voting machines to be used in the 2025 midterm election. Eh, ganun po talaga. You had years and 15 years of participation, and all those years there would always be some controversy. So I guess better that you just be banned than be declared ano tawag nila doon, persona non grata. Okay, now House OK's bill for climate change response. The House of Representatives has approved on third and final reading a bill that recognizes a climate change emergency and stresses the need for the government to come up with measures to stop human-caused global warming. Yeah. Meanwhile, Ramon Ang in Forbes Asia Heroes of Philanthropy. Tycoon Ramon Ang, known for his business acumen and philanthropic work, has been included in Forbes Asia 2023 list of Heroes of Philanthropy. The only Filipino to make it to this year's list, the President and Chief Executive Officer of San Miguel joins a roster of 15 leading philanthropists from the Asia-Pacific region who have shown commitment and donated generously to causes close to their hearts. Okay. Next up, Philippine drops in world giving and digital competitiveness index. Fewer Filipinos, excuse me, said they have helped a stranger, donated money to charity, or volunteered for an organization last year. The World Giving Index 2023 showed that the Philippines dropped from 20th to 98th worldwide. Okay, napakalungkot po nito. Yung ating kabutihan sa kapwa, our charity, our giving, dropped from 20th position to 98th worldwide. Aray ko naman, ganun kagrabe. Well, just for those of you who are listening, please don't stop giving. Please don't stop being charitable. The Lord Almighty God will reward and compensate you for your unsolicited contribution and help to others. Meanwhile, Henry Kissinger, U.S. diplomat and Nobel winner, dies at 100. Former U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, during a conference in Seoul in March 2005, in that photo. Okay, so wala na po si Sir Henry Kissinger, and he served the world, the nation, the world well. Meanwhile, Senator Bongo reiterates Rodi will face only Philippine courts. Former President Rodrigo Duterte will only face Philippine courts and not a foreign nation. Senator Bongo reiterated yesterday as he expressed confidence that the Marcos administration will not cooperate with the International Criminal Court or ICC's investigation on Duterte for alleged crimes against humanity. Last but not the least, a photo of honor guards standing near the monument of Andres Bonifacio in Plaza Loton in Manila during a wreath-laying ceremony to commemorate the hero's 160th birth anniversary yesterday. So the official birth anniversary was yesterday, November 30, although the holiday was declared a week early or almost a week early, and may mga social media memes na nagtatampo daw si Kat Andres Bonifacio and nagsasabing, bakit? Birthday nyo? Ba't nyo pinapakialaman yung petsa ng birthday ko? Anyway, that's all the news we have on the front page of the Philippine Star. Please read the Star, buy your physical copy or go online and subscribe. And if you would do me the favor, read today's column, because today's column, Cito, in the Philippine Star, deals with things you need to know about our rice situation, the NFA, the DA Malacanang, stories that are untold, okay? We will go for a break, and when we return, we start our conversation on World AIDS Day. We'll be right back here on Agenda.
health department raised concerns over the increasing daily average rate of new HIV cases. 50 new cases of HIV are recorded every day this 2023, says the DOH. This is higher than the last year's daily case rate, which was only at 22. Looking deeper at the data, 47% of the new patients are aged 15 to 24. As of June, there are 466 HIV-positive patients in the mentioned bracket. In observation of World AIDS Day, the World Health Organization applauded community leaders and organizations that are advocating for more accessible and affordable interventions and services for persons living with HIV. But how can Filipinos further make an impact in curbing the ongoing epidemic? Let's discuss this on today's agenda.
Dr. Zeus Evangelista is a veteran when it comes to HIV care in the Philippines. He is currently the HIV Treatment Hub chairperson of Rizal Medical Center and Valenzuela Medical Center. Prior to this, Evangelista was a medical specialist at San Lazaro Hospital HIV and AIDS Department. He is also a fellow at various medical groups like the Philippine Academy of Family Physicians and the Philippine Society of Primary Care Physicians in Tropical Medicine.
Good morning, Dr. Zeus. My apologies for that slight break. Okay. Welcome to the program.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir, for this opportunity to
Okay.
share.
Apparently,
good
we're
morning.
on break. I'm sorry, Doc Zeus. Okay. Gab,
Sir, po, medyo
okay, as mentioned, we are going to be observing World AIDS Day today, and joining us after that intro is Dr. Zeus Evangelista. He's the head of the Rizal Medical Center HIV Treatment Hub. Dr. Zeus, welcome to the program agenda.
Yes, sir, Cito. Good morning po sa mga nakikinig at sumusubaybay sa agenda. Morning.
Okay, relax lang tayo, kwentuhan lang tayo dito para medyo mag-gets ng mga audience and for young people to appreciate why we are observing World AIDS Day and what is that Rizal Medical Center HIV Treatment Hub all about. First of all, we're observing World AIDS Day. Most people will say, luma na yan, di pa matapos yung problema na yan, etc.
Yes, sir. So actually, before our conversation, there was a video showing the alarming increase in the number of newly diagnosed PLHIVs. So the DOH, the Department of Health, yung kagawaran ng ating kalusugan, is ramping up the programs for the prevention and control and the treatment of HIV in particular. World AIDS Day is hindi lang po ito national, hindi lang po sa Pilipinas ginaganap. It's a worldwide celebration of the efforts not only of the health sector, but all the stakeholders in curbing this, I would say, pandemic of HIV and AIDS, sir.
So, okay, yung sinite na data from 2022 to 2023, the daily rate cases or daily case rate, I mean, it went from 22 a day in 2022 to 50 a day in 2023. That's more than double over a 1-year period. Do you know what the reason for this doubling of case rates?
Yes. So looking at the data, there's two ways to appreciate it. Number one is yung talagang the efforts are not reaching the key population. Kaya nagkakaroon pa rin ng transmission. But on the positive note, I think look at the data, I think it's more of a positive in the sense that we are reaching yung mga dapat matest. So we are closer towards our target of 95, which by 2030, which is 95% of PLHIVs know their status, and 95% of these tested, diagnosed HIVs are enrolled to treatment, and the next 95% of these enrolled to treatments are virally suppressed.
Okay, mahal bang magpa-test for HIV? Because that is something that people often ask. How much does it cost to be tested?
Yes, I can say for Rizal Medical Center, it's free po, and also with the partner community-based organizations and other NGOs that cater to the welfare of PLHIVs, they are giving it for free. Not only in Rizal Medical Center, but all the DOH within the hospitals, in the local LGUs, free po ang testing. Pupunta lang po sila sa mga treatment hubs and diagnostic facilities po.
Libre, it's free, regardless of whether you come from the middle class or you are indigent, pare-pareho, free for all. Kasi yung iba sinasabi sana all, pero indigent lang lagi ang nabibigyan ng free. For HIV testing, libre para sa lahat.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, libre po.
Okay, how long does it take to get your results?
All right. Again, we have different strategies in the testing. Actually, I just came from a National Treatment Hub conference that was concluded yesterday. And na-discuss po dito yung mga strategies of the Department of Health on how we could touch on the diagnostic and the prevention. So currently we have the CRCLs, or yung mga certified referral laboratories that do the confirmatory of the test. So for example, a person wants to be tested, part of the key population siya, i-screening po muna for HIV, and pag nag-positive yun, it will follow what we call the rapid HIV diagnostic algorithm. They are sent to certified laboratories, and then follow lang po siya ng 3-step diagnostics, and then lalabas din po yung result at the same day.
So yung pag pumasok ang pasyente para magpa-screen, within the same day lalabas na lahat ng results. Within 24 to 48 hours, alam mo na.
Yes, sir. That's one of the strategies that the Department of Health has implemented para po mas mabilis mag-diagnose yung mga PLHIVs, and then we can refer them, enroll them for treatment as soon as possible.
Okay, you said you used the word treatment. Kasi, 20, 30 years ago, if you were ever discovered to have HIV or AIDS, they will say, essentially hand you a Bible or a rosary and will tell you, magdasal ka na lang anak, iha. Kasi you're a hopeless case, you will die and you will die miserably. But what is the state of this treatment you are talking about for HIV or AIDS?
Yes, right. That's nice to that's a nice question. Actually, when I started with this advocacy, this program, this specialty, talagang pumapasok na po yung innovations for the treatment. HIV is not yet curable. There are advanced studies for abroad and the World Health Organizations on the cure. It's different for treatment because basically HIV is a disease that targets our immune system. The treatment is there to curb o yung pigilan yung pagpapadami ng virus in the individual's system, and it recuperates yung immune system. It's a treatment, a lifelong treatment that will help greatly in the ramping up the immune system of the client, the patient.
It's a lifelong treatment of cocktail drugs. From the most popular example, Irving Magic Johnson is the longest living AIDS patient. But everyone is saying, swerte niya, Magic Johnson siya, bilyonaryo siya. But for Filipino patients, what is the scenario?
Yes, that's true, sir. It's tama po yung term na ginamit ng cocktail because it's a different drugs that affect that targets the different processes of HIV replication. So cocktail siya, iba't ibang gamot, but due to advancement and innovation in medicine, modern medicine, they are able to put it in one pill. So it's a multi-drug in one pill. We call it 3-in-1. Three drugs in one tablet.
And how often do you have to take that tablet or that pill?
Yes, for the available ART in our country, yung tinatawag po natin na LTD is taken once a day.
Once a day. And magkano naman lumalabas per tablet?
Sir, currently the LTD, once people HIV is enrolled sa mga treatment hubs, this is free. This is funded by our Department of Health and the Global Fund in general. So free po ang antiretroviral therapy.
Okay, now going back to the big picture scenario, you're head of the Rizal Medical Center HIV treatment hub. Can you please explain what that is? Ano ba yung treatment hub? Is that just for taking care of patients, walk-in patients, or meron bang stay-in dyan? What is the treatment hub, and what are your tools or equipment there?
Yes, actually, when you say treatment hub, is one of the specialized services that a DOH hospital or a hospital for that matter is geared towards catering for PLHIV. So we cater from testing to the antiretroviral enrollment and treatment and other consultations that our stakeholders in our PLHIVs would like to ask for help sa mga hospitals.
Okay,
so ano po siya, sir? Para po siyang one-stop shop. Once you are referred to our treatment hub and you're enrolled, basically the treatment hub takes care of our patients.
Patingin, palista, pagamot.
Yes, that's correct, sir. It's like it's a mixture of like outpatient and the inpatient. Kasi for Rizal Medical Center, most of our patients are diagnosed from the patients that are admitted. So once they undergo the testing and they are confirmed for HIV positive, nare-refer po kaagad sa treatment hub, and before patients are discharged, may targeted management na po tayo kung mag-start na tayo ng antiretroviral treatment. There are scenarios where, like for example, a patient is in a different geographic area, and the patient wants to continue with the medication, the treatment in her area of kung saan siya nakatira. We also facilitate the referral to our partners sa aming service delivery. It is nationwide.
So the medicine is available outside Metro Manila?
Yes, that's one of the strategies of our Department of Health. There was a time po kasi na selected specialty hospitals lang yung mga treatment hubs. And one of the strategies that the Department of Health put forward is to capacitate hospitals, not only DOH hospitals, but also local government hospitals that the LGUs are manning. We also have primary care facilities, mga social hygiene clinics in different parts of the country.
I remember that about more than 20 years ago, maybe 22, 23 years ago, I did a series of interview on HIV in another program, in another station. And that's where I met the Filipina face to HIV, si Mary Jane ba yun? And at the San Lazaro Hospital. Now, okay, let me ask you this, Dr. Zeus. The people who see you or seek help at the RMC treatment hub for HIV, ano ba sila? Advanced state na, malala na yung kalagayan, or what triggers people, young and old, to go to be tested for HIV?
Yes. So actually, Sir Cito, a mix of different stages and a mix of shall we say different walks of life. So wala po talagang dinidiscriminate itong virus na to. Everybody can be infected of HIV. So going back to your question, sir, kung advanced or early stage, the good thing that I see is more and more of the patients that we see now are in the early stages of the disease. Especially so that these patients are educated. So isa po siguro yun sa mga advancement ng ating program, kasi we're reaching dun sa early diagnosis. So mas nakikita na po natin yung mga patients at the early stages. Ang kagandahan po nun, once we diagnose them early and we start treatment early, the prognosis or yung tinatagal ng ating mga patients is maganda po yung kanilang response, yung kanilang.
Yeah, pero kadalasan ano ba 'yan? May tama na pag pumunta sa inyo yung bang I've known of two friends. One was a work associate, the other one was a social an acquaintance. And I remember that they already were symptomatic, in denial, until finally yung pneumonia pumasok na, and then the skin lesions were there already. Mga opportunistic diseases started happening, and they finally accepted that they needed to be tested, and it was just a confirmation of the obvious. But in public hospitals, that's why I specifically requested for you at the RMC. Yes. Because what is the scenario in the general population and in public hospitals?
Yes. We have a program, sir, that we call the TB-HIV collaboration. Number one opportunistic infection pagka-infected of HIV is TB. So patients that are diagnosed with TB are advised, are counseled to do HIV testing. So dun pa lang po sa first opportunistic infection, they are already referred for diagnostics.
So in essence, they don't necessarily come to be tested for HIV. They have a disease, and you're just taking precaution by testing them.
Yes, yeah. One of the management,
Incidental.
yes, incidental.
Okay.
But
Incidental.
yes, Sir Cito. But talking of the treatment hub per se, since this is an outpatient service, mainly, we also have patients that that come in, nag-walk in po sila to be tested. So one of the common ano sa mga patients na to is that they are educated. Meron po sila the information about HIV, the risky behaviors that their lifestyle subject them, nai-inform sila, so they themselves come for testing. So may mga
Okay.
walk-in din po. Yes.
Oh, yung mga nahuli ng misis na ng bababae pagkatapos ayaw makipagsiping hanggat hindi na testing, you know? Kasi yan dapat SOP sa mga return of the comeback from abroad, di ba? Kasi dati, yun na. By the way, how prevalent are HIV cases among Filipinos going abroad? Kasi I remember back when I was doing that series of interviews, it was prevalent sa mga seaman, lalo na yung mga nag-stop over sa India or places like that, or hindi ko na matandaan, but it was a red flag, Dr. Zeus.
Yes, sir. So actually, we also have a data on OFWs that are tested for this one. But I could generally say that more of the highest rate of mga nagpa-positive po are regular working Filipinos from age.
Local.
Yes, local po. Local.
Aray ko, hindi na pala imported. Noon, karamihan imported. Karamihan mga sex workers, mga seaman, marunong na sila. Ang nadadali ngayon, mga local. We'll go for a quick break, Dr. Zeus. And when we return, let's pursue the profile. Let's talk about the profile of the local patients, how they get it, how old are they, and what can they do. We'll be right back here on Agenda.
In celebration of World AIDS Day, the Health Department reminded Filipinos of its free HIV testing in hospitals. Speaking on 1PH's Sa Totoo Lang, DOH Assistant Secretary Beverly Ho also assured the public that over 100 treatment hubs across the country offer free testing, medication, and commodities. This includes free condoms and pre-exposure prophylaxis. Lawmakers have likewise made efforts to further improve HIV awareness among children and adolescents. Anak Kalusugan Party List Representative Ray Reyes advocated the inclusion of comprehensive age-specific sexuality education in primary school curriculums to help prevent HIV infections. The Labor Department, meanwhile, has released additional policies to ensure effective prevention and control of HIV/AIDS in workplaces. Labor Secretary Benny Laguesma also encouraged companies to provide work accommodations and arrangement for employees needing medical attention due to their disease. What else should the government do to further spread awareness and break the stigma? Let's discuss that further on today's agenda.
Okay, continuing our conversation is Dr. Zeus Evangelista, head of the Rizal Medical Center HIV Treatment Hub. Dr. Zeus, quick summary na lang of the local situation. You said the OFW, seafarers, and sex workers are now better educated, more give focus on protecting themselves from AIDS. What's the situation locally, especially with young people?
Yes. According to our data that's provided by the Epidemiology Bureau of DOH, for this year, ang mataas po talaga na trend for HIV diagnosis is for the youth of ages 15 to 24. And the bulk of this age group, ang mode of transmission po is MSM, or yung men having sex with men. And big bulk also of this is for the transgender women who are tested for HIV. So looking at it, baka we see a trend na since they are also educated, mas marami po ang nag-test for HIV. Kaya tumataas din po yung ating data, yung catchment natin for HIV. Our challenge now is to subject these patients or to enroll them to treatment so that we could go for our agenda of 95-95.
Okay, are the programs working? Like Beverly Ho mentioned that they are giving away free condoms, they're free testing, etc. Are people availing of these offers, or parang nababaliwala pa rin? Obviously, nababaliwala because there is a double the rate. Hindi ba na-alarm ang DOH? What's being done about this?
Yes. So when it comes to the protection, yung atin pong condom use and the IECs pagbibigay. So maganda naman po yung uptake ng ating population on that. One of the strategies that DOH is adapting that the World Health Organization recommends is the adoption of the pre-exposure prophylaxis ng tawagin. So ito pong PrEP na tinatawag, these are rolled out primarily by our CBOs and select DOH treatment hubs. Patients that are high risk, mga clients that are high risk, will take antiretrovirals before they are potentially exposed sa HIV. So the key here is to roll out PrEP sa ating key population, yung mga high risk ang behavior, high risk na population. So that's one of the strategies.
Okay, well, Dr. Zeus, I do hope na for all our sake, kumonti ang pasyente mo dyan sa treatment hub because HIV is not something popular or accepted in our society. People have tolerated it, lived with it, pero problema pa rin siya. Dr. Zeus Evangelista, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you, sir. And as you have mentioned a while ago, Rizal Med Center OPD Annex Treatment Hub is open for clients coming from the from the eastern Eastern NCR and the Calabarzon, and may affiliation also in the northern part. Open po tayo. You can look at our FB page and our email addresses for more information. And likewise, sir, I would like to plug the first Manila AIDS Walk tomorrow that is organized by Metro Manila Centers for Health Development. This will happen, commence at 4:30 a.m. tomorrow at Quirino Grandstand.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr.
you,
Zeus
sir, Cito.
Evangelista. Let's now go to our next guest, and we have with us another advocate for HIV treatment, tolerance, etc. Let's watch this.
Nenita Laude-Ortega is the Country Program Manager of AIDS Health Foundation, or AHF Philippines. AHF is a global nonprofit organization that provides free HIV services like testing, treatment, and counseling in over 40 countries, including the Philippines.
Good morning, Nenita. Welcome to the program agenda.
Good morning po, Sir Cito. Good morning, Dr. Evangelista. Could you please just call me na lang Nenet instead of Nenita?
Okay, Nenet. Okay.
Okay po.
My pleasure, Nenet. Now, thank you for joining us. And given our limited time, I'll let you talk about your organization, the services you render, and the program you espouse. Please go ahead.
Okay. Again, good morning po sa lahat ng listeners and viewers ni Sir Cito dito sa program na to. And I would like to share again that AIDS Healthcare Foundation is a foundation that is operating in more than 40 countries globally. And in Asia, there are 10 countries, and one of which is the Philippines. So AHF Philippines operates through a partnership in 25 sites countrywide here in the Philippines. We work with civil society organization. We work with primary healthcare units that are providing testing and treatment services for people living with HIV. And for those who wants to be tested for HIV and STIs, we also do work through partnership with provincial hospitals, and then at the same time with DOH retained regional hospital all over the country. Why we work with regional hospitals? Because they are considered to be the apex hospital. So highly serious clinical conditions can be referred to them, and they are the end referral for as part of our healthcare provider network. We maximize our partnership with the primary level because we wanted to promote prevention is better than cure, and making sure that the testing is available at the primary health level, including civil society organization. So that's how we work. It is through a partnership, and that through this partnership, we are complementing the services provided by this existing hubs or facilities. So there's no duplication, there's no competition, but rather we work in partnership collaboratively and complementing one another. So that's how AHF works in the country right now, Sir Cito.
Okay, Nenet. Now, you've talked about collaboration, working with fellow organizations and public health facility. What about local government units and the media? Medyo ako, modesty aside, I penciled World AIDS Day into our calendar so that we would remember. But by and large, I don't think it's had any coverage in the papers or on social media. Parang tinatamad na or hindi na siya popular as a subject matter for media. What are you doing in that area?
Okay, sige po. You mentioned yung collaboration or working directly with the local government units. Actually, now we are working with selected local government units. These are the areas which is considered high burden area. when we go to a particular site, we are guided by the DOH regional offices. We work with them and then they guide us and advise us to which local government we need to work with. So yan po yun. The local government units are setting up or have set up their primary health treatment hubs. It is an integrated approach. This is in preparation for the universal health care. Kasi ang UHC po is integrated. You don't treat the programs vertically but rather horizontally, so that if a person comes to you to do a consultation for STIs or reproductive health, you have to offer what services are available with you. That's how we deal with the local government unit and more so with the civil society. That's why ang amin pong strategy is wellness approach para it addresses stigma and discrimination, so that when people come to the facility, like for instance for very young people to access pregnancy testing or to access information, we do a risk assessment, education and counseling on them. And then if we find out that they do practice some risky behavior, we offer the different services like STI and HIV screening. We do have the combination testing na kasama na po immediately yung syphilis at saka HIV. Kasi po, pinakete na po namin yung serbisyo sa primary level eh. Kasi nga po, sabi natin integrated. So meron po kaming tinatawag na combination prevention packages that is appropriate for anyone who comes over to the treatment facility. And this is done by our local government unit partners and at the same time by the civil society organizations that we are with.
Yeah. Nenet, yung bang cases of HIV, meron bang areas of greater risk or more incidents? Meron bang ganong situation? Because, people would presume, red light district yan eh. Maraming massage parlor dyan eh. And then, madaming mga transsexual dyan or gay men, etc. So, they presume na doon mas madalas ang HIV. But in the profile,
Sir
can you
Cito,
please explain that?
Hindi na po siya ganun ngayon. When I started working for this program at the community level, we do scoping and mapping in particular areas. Like for instance, when we were in Manila, we used to go to Malate, to Ermita, and to bars where people go. These are the so-called watering holes before. Ngayon, with this age and the availability of technology, the social media, wala na pong pumupunta sa mga ganong areas. They communicate through the social media. Meron pong maraming apps.
Oh, but what about, Nenet, kasi ako, I want to clarify, para yung mga sabi-sabi na liliwanagan.
Opo.
Now, may mga nagsasabi-sabi, naku, mas madami na ngayon sa call centers.
Ay hindi po, nai-stereotype ngayon yung mga call centers. Ang tinitingnan po natin kasi dito are people who are practicing high-risk behavior. Kaya nga po, ang aming advocacy at communication through the social media din po, do not wait for any signs and symptoms. Kasi ikaw sa sarili mo, alam mong nagpa-practice ka ng high-risk behavior, and then at the same time, you have more than one partner, you do not use condom at all, magpa-test ka na po. Kasi right mo naman na malaman yung iyong status eh. Once you know your status, karapatan mo rin malink doon sa treatment and care. Hindi naman po magiging problema yung availability ng treatment. These are the antiretroviral because this is available in all of the treatment hubs all over the country. So ganun po yung sistema. Yun nga po yung isang problema natin eh. Yung tanong nyo kanina kay Dr. Evangelista, I was listening. Ano ba yung kondisyon ng mga pasyenteng nakikita nila? It is not just at the hospital, Sir Cito. Even at the primary level, and even during the outreach that we are doing, late diagnosis po sila.
May tama na.
Opo, they come na meron na silang nararamdaman, meron nang nakikita sa katawan, and in some of the cases, mas marami po yung nakikita namin meron signs and symptoms ng tuberculosis. Kaya po ang ginagawa nga namin, kapag ka nagpa-testing po sa amin ng HIV, automatic po ino-offer na rin namin po ang testing for syphilis, and at the same time po, pinai-screen na rin namin sa tuberculosis kung mag-reactive sa HIV. Kasi yan po yung number one nilang opportunistic infection. That's why the DOH came up with this HIV-TB collaboration para kung nagpa-test ka po for TB, ino-offer na din po yung HIV testing. At ngayon nga po, maganda na yung diagnostic tool for TB na gagamitin for people living with HIV na newly diagnosed. Urine na lang po yung gagamitin at malalaman kung may tama siya ng TB para outright ma-manage po kaagad yung tuberculosis at matigil yung pagdami ng virus once ma-enroll na po siya sa antiretroviral. So ganyan na po yung ginagawa ng DOH in terms of the guidance to all the treatment hub all over the country, regardless kung kayo po ay public or private. So we have one standard protocol and we are guided by the Department of Health. So yun
Okay, when you see reports, Nenet, that tell you HIV cases doubled over a 1 year period, does that tell us we failed, or does that tell us there are more people reporting?
Doon po ako sa pangalawang sinabi nyo. Kasi ganito po yan increasing po yung number. In fact, yung pinresent the other day sa Western Visayas ng DOH as part of the updating, lumalabas po na we have one new case every 30 minutes per day. So it means to say we have more than 40 cases na bago po in a day. So bakit po siya dumadami? It only shows na yung ating HIV awareness and education is working, and then it also shows na yung ginagawa pong differentiated testing approaches is also working. Kasi dati you need to go to a facility para magkaroon ka ng provided initiated counseling para matest ka. Ngayon po, available na siya sa CBO, available na po siya sa mga rural health units, and meron po mga barangay health stations that offer testing. Ang tawag po namin dito ay community-based screening. So, maski na hindi ka po health provider, as long as you have been trained and certified na na-train kang CBS motivator, you can do a finger prick to collect the blood. And in 20 minutes or less, malalaman nyo po kung reactive ka or hindi. And then from there, if ka, i-refer ka na po immediately doon sa confirmatory, which we call RIVDA. Yung RIVDA is no longer the system before na you have to wait for a month. Ito po ngayon, mabilis siya. In 24 hours, lalabas po siya ang result at immediately maliling po kayo sa treatment. Ganun na po yung sistema ngayon.
So meron ng parang testing katulad sa diabetes or sa blood typing, malalaman ka agad kung nag-positive ka. Pag nag-positive ka na, padala na ito sa laboratory para makasiguro tayo kasi hindi naman 100% yung pinprick. So doon sa lab, sigurado na yon. Tapos meron pang mga other tests. So there are technical advances, medical advances, and then the Sentinel system where if you have infection, papatesting ka na rin for possible AIDS, etc. So the guardians, the gatekeepers are successful.
Yes,
it's the patient and potential victims who must now be careful. Anyway, Nenet, Laude-Ortega, thank you very much for your time. Kahit maiksi ang panahon, naintindihan na namin kagad ang ginagawa ng AIDS Health Foundation. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much po, Sir Cito. Ang message ko lang po that I would want to cut across, huwag nang hintayin may maramdaman sa katawan or may makita sa katawan. Kung alam mo na ikaw ay may ginagawang risky behavior or nag-i-indulge ka sa mga risky practices, magpa-test ka na kasi karapatan mong malaman ang iyong status at karapatan mo maka-access ng mga services at malink immediately sa ARP. Go to any PHF-supported sites po. Mayroon po kaming website at puntahan na lang po nila. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's now go to our blessing for the week. The final blessing, Gab, if you would, from 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 11. You will be made rich in every way so that you can be generous on every occasion. And through us, your generosity will result in thanksgiving to God. Thank you for joining us this week. Please keep Team Agenda in your prayers. And by God's will, we hope to see you next week. Take care. Enjoy your weekend. God bless.